The aftermath of last night. Battling my own demons to launch. Now look at this. Here. Oh, I gotta show this. That's actually where I signed. On the back of my Star Wars sign. What are the odds of that? This was a glorious process. There's Dan Martell, there's some prototypes, my lightsabers to turn my alarms off, my water. I think I drank 5 or 10 bottles of water. My Sudoku when I would take a rest, my flight stick, my printer, which I didn't even end up using, my glorious personal computer, my doggie that's upstairs, my Grogu, everything. And there's my business partner, Albert Lazarito. Grogu. There's some shot glasses I was gifted from Germany. You can actually see. Let me get close. You can actually see what's on that one. Oh, looks like some sort of manifested building that was created through quantum energy. Oh, some pyramids. And, let me zoom out. The Eye of Horus. There's my shirt. There's my legs. There's my PC. There's my bed. And that was a glorious, glorious battle. I think the battle started, I'm not even sure what time. It was fun. It was the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. And at the end of the day, everything worked out. I actually envisioned this actually happening. I didn't expect it to happen last night, but it did. And everybody involved, there must have been an army of geeks that I was battling. And I was just in one big loop, and I was just spinning in circles and spinning in circles. Then I realized I knew what was going on. So I just went to bed. Yeah, I just went to bed and woke up in the morning, and all my dreams have come true. It's pretty strange. Yeah, and this, I mean, look at this. I can't even see if I'm pointing at myself. I know that the cameras are there. And there's my wealth revealed. Nothing is covered up. And it's kind of interesting because I had one point I had my gamepad out, I had my flight stick going, I had my Sudoku book going, I had Dan Martell, his books, my Star Wars sign, my memory chips, my computer, keyboards, and I was doing multiple things on my iPhone, which was overheating. So I had to cool it down with a fan in the middle of all this. And there's my son's baseball hat. It's interesting. I wore this hat the whole time. That's a hat I got for my son, his favorite hat. DC can block. It's really kind of weird. It's almost like maybe there's a lot of people helping. And you know what? It was the most glorious, glorious online battle. And I can't even explain what was going on. We're talking encryptions, we're talking loops, we're talking programs, apps. I must have had on my desktop, I must have had 25 lines of communication open. And on my phone at the same time. Like, it's a good thing I got a really good computer, because if it was an average computer, it would have overheated and blown. I would have run out of memory. Actually, my phone almost ran out of memory right in the middle of this. And I was like, oh my, I had to close it down. I had to shut it down and then save some memory. I was worried about going over memory, overheating the phone. This was a glorious, glorious battle. And I just, words, I got to write down this battle. I know everything that happened from the start of the battle to the finish of the battle. And that person, Dan Martell, he actually, by just going through his online content, which is all free. That's the most amazing part. It's all free. I recommend to get that book. I mean, that book is very instrumental. However, to get started, everything is free. That's what amazed me at the beginning when I started this adventure a few months ago, or several months ago, is I couldn't believe how it related to everything I've done, every decision in my life, and what has held me back, and what allowed me to break through. And it was all free. You just listen to Dan's sayings, and there's several other people too involved that I would listen to their advice. And it seems so simple. I couldn't understand how something so simple, why other people aren't doing this. And I think they can. Everyone can. This is perfect example. I mean, I am a little bit abnormal, or not abnormal, paranormal, or advanced in computer sciences and a few other logic areas, but I couldn't do it until I started following what I was trying to be like. Dan is what I was really trying to do, not realizing that he was technically guiding me. And then at the end, I think, I'm going to have to have some sort of a collaboration of sorts with Dan. And I mean, it's just a glorious, glorious day. And words cannot describe this digital battle. Oh my, Dan had to have, he had to have had, and I figured this out halfway through it, that the only logical conclusion was that this was a battle that I was being pushed into. And there had to be an army of geeks battling me in circles and loops and loops and loops. This went on for hours and hours. And it was, the average person probably wouldn't understand, or they probably would have tapped out a long time ago. But my drive, I would not stop, because everything is based on myself. It's actually a challenge. And I just keep on going in a circle. And it's all back to my original formula, which is, I don't even know if I'm pointing at, I'm trying, but the original formula is 1 plus x minus 1 equals 0. Very simple. And you don't really have to understand my formulas and my algorithms and my logic. I don't expect anyone to understand me. No one has understood me except Dan. Dan, it was actually the turning point was when Dan reached out a little while ago. And he responded when I had sent him my formulas and business plan and algorithms. Nobody could understand it. And he decompiled it in less than a day. And I don't even know where this is. I got to find it somewhere. He sent me like literally one paragraph that summarized my business plan, my algorithms better than I know them myself. If you can imagine, it's really hard to believe, but it's working, and it's almost unbelievable. You know what? If I can't explain on how fun, how much, like literally, this was fun, and which is so strange, because you think you'd have anxiety or whatever, but because it was doing what I enjoy doing and have a passion for, I was lost in time. Like literally, I don't even know what time it started. I think like 6 o'clock last night, and it finished at like 6 a.m. Like I literally 12 hours of battling geeks in a good way, and it worked. And it's just, the feeling now is just, hey, I accomplished what I set out to do, and now I can exit and do more. Yeah, that's hard to believe. And I retired Friday from my day job, which is so weird. The same day when the battle started was the same day I retired. Yeah, that's weird. So it almost like, well, I don't recommend everyone to go quit their day jobs prematurely, but that was the point that I needed to push through to the other side, if you understand the direction I'm going. And look at this. I got discs. I was digging up discs and software and hardware and stuff from 20 years ago.